Okay, so I'm only doing this because when the universe says to do something, you fucking do it. So if you're able to see this, consider yourself lucky because this is only going to be available for close circles. So if you see it, put two and two together and make cuatro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, ugh. All right, I guess we're going to talk about, well, remind myself, because this is for me. And if it's for you, great. But this is just a reminder for myself. It's okay to lose yourself. And when I say that, I mean that in the sense of sometimes the universe has you lose yourself in order for you to remember who the fuck you are. Because a lot of times you forget and you end up trying to become like I said in the last one, like become who the fuck everybody else wants you to be. That's not you. That's not you. So stop trying to be it, right? And you have a purpose. Like, you can't find what your purpose is, and you can't do your purpose if you're not the you that's able to handle that purpose. That makes sense. It makes sense, right? So a lot of times the universe will have you like lose yourself, and that can look like a multitude of things. That could look like sometimes people lose themselves to narcotics. Sometimes people lose themselves to the streets. Sometimes people lose themselves to their family. Sometimes people lose themselves to toxic relationships. Sometimes people lose themselves to unfulfilling career paths, and sometimes people lose themselves to school, whatever the fuck. Like, you can lose yourself to so many different things. You can lose yourself to yourself, right? And what does that look like? That looks like doing things you don't want to do, doing things that that makes other people happy, but you are so miserable on the inside. Changing your thoughts, rejecting yourself, right? And I'm glad I have enough coffee left over for that. We don't know when we lose ourselves. We don't know when we lose ourselves until we are so far gone that, like, I know it's kind of a cliched thing to say, but it really is that. Like, it's not until you look into the mirror and you're like, oh shit, who is this? I don't know this person. Who is this person? Who you? Like, who's this person? And it's not you. It's the entity or the spirit, the persona, the mask, whatever you want to call it, of your surroundings. And if you don't like what you see in there, then you need to change your surroundings. Point blank, period. I'm going to say it's simple, and most times it's not, right? So, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because you get to a point of your journey where you're like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Like, I want all these things, but like, where are they? Where are they? I'm doing what people say I'm supposed to do. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. and I'm not happy. What I want is not there. What's happening? What's going on? And that's because when you lose yourself, you also lose the things that are ordained for you, right? Remind me to pick that up. We do not litter in nature. Mother Earth will kick your ass for that. It's disrespectful. Anyways, so you can't find what you're looking for. You can't get what you're looking for. You can't go where you want to go if you're not yourself, because that place is surrounded by an energy that will only allow you in if you match it. And if it's like a key, you don't have the key, it don't matter how much the key that you have right now looks like the other keys. It's not the key. So you gotta do it over. You can have like 1 million silver keys and none of them fit the slot. Just one. Right? And so now you're like, the fuck do I do? You have to you have to release. You have to release the persona of what others are trying to tell you to do, become, right? So I'll give you an example, right? I'm vocal about my life because when the universe takes you through there, when the universe takes you through it, right, from ass to back, that is because it wants you to have a testimony. Because when you get to those doors and you get to those places, people are going to be like, how the fuck you get here? Because they're matching you up to who you used to be, not knowing that niggas change. Rightfully so. You're supposed to fucking change, right? So, like, what are you supposed to do? So the universe, it gives you a testimony. I'm a talker, so this is already 7 minutes. So like I said, you don't like long videos, bye. So when I say lose yourself, I lost myself for, I'm going to say 11, 12 years. I lost myself. I was not who I was. I was not who I was before. And even though I know that the universe was like, you couldn't be that version of yourself in order to walk through the door that I'm taking you to. When you're in it, and it's a whole different fucking story, right? So, right, I lost myself for about like 11 to 12 years. It wasn't like to drugs, it was to people. It was to a person. I lost myself to love because my main thing was to remind myself that unconditional love is amazing. It is the most highest form of love you can ever possess, but it's not for everybody. And it is something that you are not supposed to give willy-nilly, right? But when you grow up the way that I grew up, without certain things, you don't know. You give it to the first one who's love bombing you the hardest, knowing now, like, that's not what the fuck you did. No. All right. So I lost myself for like 11 to 12 years, and I lost myself on December 8th, 2012. And then I found myself, I rescued myself, let's just say like fully January 9th, 2024. Sorry, I don't know. My brain froze for a second, right? And so when I tell people about this, they're like, oh, why would you even remember those dates? Like, let go of the person. I've let go of the person. But I remember these days because these are reminders to myself of what the fuck you went through. Because oftentimes we just go through things and we don't take a second to stop and be like, yo, like, I really got through that. I really did that shit. I really survived that shit. I really, like, I really did that. I really did that. Good for you. You know what I mean? So, like, you have to remind yourself sometimes. It's not going backwards. It's, hey, don't forget. Don't forget your power. Don't forget yourself, right? But, so, I completely gave everything, even things that I didn't have, even things that weren't mine to give, right? My energy, my time, my this, my that. I lost my spirituality. I lost my sense of self. I lost my style. I lost the things that I was into, the things that made me. And growing up, I always prided myself in being an individual and always prided myself in being different. And even though it was very rough growing up, just being who you are when everybody else is so busy trying to beat everybody else, and we don't even know the person that we're trying to be, but we're so like hell-bent on trying to be it. Like, being yourself an individual during that time is really, it can be challenging. And I was able to do that. I'm not saying it was like the best fucking time ever, because I was very depressed for a while, but that doesn't compare to losing yourself for like the way that I lost myself, right? I gave like my whole self to this person. And if you know me, at least now, if you knew me before and it's been a while, you don't know me. So, hi, I'm the real Slim Shady. Reintroduce myself again. Because life has altered me. And when you go through any form of trauma, it changes you. It changes you in ways that it takes years for you to realize, oh shit, that changed me. Okay. Like, you're not going to be the same person. And unfortunately, but fortunately, that's why the universe makes you go through it, right? Because it wants you to change. It wants you to be more discerning, right? More trusting of yourself, more trusting of it. So, like, I gave my whole self. I did things and I let myself go. It was bad. It was bad. And I let a person tell me about myself, and I trusted his word more than I ever trusted myself. And I'm grazing over it because I don't want to get too deep. Like, if you know me now, like, you'll know the story. But it was bad. It was bad. And growing up, I had already like dealt with like noodle side, because I know you can't say certain things. So noodle side, we're gonna say noodle side. You gotta make light of it, because at this point it's like, you survived it, so what are you gonna do? Let it make you sad again? Fucking laugh about it. Like, bitch, you're strong. You know what I mean? But I was already going through that and already like depressed and anxious and hella angry and all these things, right? And so I don't know, it just took me even deeper. It took me even deeper. And it was one day that I looked at myself and I said, who are you? Who are you? And sadly, that same day was the day that he became physically abusive. And that he apologized the way that he usually would apologize, by, saying I'm so sorry, and, then blame shifting and putting it, so I'm such a horrible person, I don't know why you're with me, oh, wah, 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 wah. But then like 2 days later, you're like, you fat bitch, like you lucky I'm with you. And I'm like, I mean, I'm the one that has the bruise on my arm, like, that's like the size of a fucking Dunkin' Donut. And I'm hiding it from your mother so that you don't get in trouble. Some don't make sense, right? But I looked at myself that day and I said, who are you? Because the Autumn that we know would never fucking take that. The Autumn we knew would never take that. The Autumn we knew used to lift niggas and beat and fucking niggas up and fucking run off with their mouth and fucking would curse a nigga out real quick, tell them about themselves, like, with witty banter. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who's this? Hello? Is anybody there? Because I just was like trying to keep the peace, trying to get the peace. My fucking Libra rising, trying to keep the peace 24/7. And I was like, there's no peace. There's hell. So you're gonna get out of hell using peace. You have to fight. You have to get the fuck out. And so this is where, like, the universe really stepped in. My guides really stepped in. My ancestors really stepped in. And I had to admit to myself that I fucking gave myself to that person or demon, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Call a spade a duck. I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Like, I gave myself to that person. I lost myself. I said, you know what? I think that you're a special person. I'm going to give you me. Because clearly I don't know what to do with me. I don't know what the fuck I have, right? I'm going to give it to you. And you're just sitting there like, oh, thank you. Next thing you know, like, he's like, oh, we're having so much fun. And like, it's like taking a bat to like fine china. You don't fucking do that. It don't matter how much you can, like, try the Japanese method of like mend it together with gold to make it beautiful. Like, not the way this nigga's beating the fucking shit out of this fucking china. Like, no. So this is why I'm saying, like, you lose yourself in order to find yourself. You have to fucking remember, like, you have to be at the bottom to be like, I have never been this low in my life. I have never. What is happening? What's going on? Right? But this is the universe's way of being like, yo, like, I need you to get it together. I need you to really see what the hell that we gave you. And so the biggest thing you can do is say, no, I want better, and then go. No, I deserve better, and then change. And then maintain the changing. It's I'm not going to say that it's easy, because it wasn't easy for me. And in that transition, usually it happens while you're still in the thick of it, right? In the thick of where you lost yourself. So if it's with a person, they're going to start seeing you change. And they're going to be like, hold on, it looks like I don't have control over you anymore. This is a problem. I need to fix this, because if you're dealing with a fucking covert narcissist like what I was doing, they don't like that. They hold the power of the narrative. They hold, no. Change to where I don't have power? Hell no. Let's stop it. So in that, like, I was getting back into my art. So I was dancing, and that dancing was giving me confidence, making me like respect my body again, and have a different relationship with my body than what was taught to me. And just getting into my spirituality. I won't talk about that because it's personal to me. So if you know me now, then you know what I'm talking about. If you are, like perspective, you'll know. You'll get it. You'll whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna say it here. But getting into that. I lock my hair. That was a big thing for me. Again, if you know me, you'll understand that whole thing. Like, it's so many different things. There's so many different little but huge things. And that's why I was saying, like, if you give attention to the small things that happen in your life that are of quality, you'll notice an even bigger change, right? So, these things help me reintroduce myself to myself, and with that, when these people see that, they're going to be like, oh, who you talk to about our situation? Oh, because the biggest thing is nobody's supposed to fucking know. Nobody's supposed to fucking know. And a lot of people didn't know. And to everybody else, I was like, oh, this person's amazing. It really was I don't even want to insult the devil. Because even he was like, don't put that nigga with me. Don't put those people with me. I'm a piece of shit, but I'm not that much of a piece of shit. Like, I might help you before that nigga help you. Like, don't fucking compare him to me. So, sorry to that man. Right? But, like, they'll be like, why are you switching up? What's going on? And so, this person, they start to try to bring you back in. And if you're not, I don't want to say if you're not strong enough, but if you haven't committed to yourself hard enough, they'll reel you back in. So you lose yourself in order to find yourself again. And you lose yourself in order to rebuild yourself stronger, more potent. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not going to feel okay for a while. But it's going to be okay. The universe will send you people who will remind you it's worth it. This is the reason why you had to do what you did. It's worth it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Just as another reminder, like, stay as grateful as best as you can for the big things and the small things. I know I said this before, but I can't stress it enough, because being grateful has an energy of itself that allows you to open other doors, right? If you're not grateful for these small things, you'll never appreciate the big things when they actually show up. And so therefore the universe can't trust you with whatever it's trying to give you. And that's why those small wins are there to begin with, to see if it can trust you. Because if you've mishandled blessings and gifts before, and now you're crying to the universe, right? Oh, I want this, or I want that, or I know I fucked this up. Can I do this again? Right? Can we bring this back around again, the universe is going to test you to be like, I want to make sure that you can handle this with care, that you're going to be grateful for it, and that you're going to treat it right, and you're going to do right by it, because when you do right by it, it does right by you. And so it gives these small things to see if it can trust you. I know it sounds like, well, shouldn't it trust me because it knows my heart? Yes, but because we're human and we fuck up and we do a whole bunch of different shit, and we say one thing one day and say another thing another day, and like, it wants to make sure you're standing on business and not just standing on quicksand. Quicksand is like, I want a quick fix to get the fuck out. Like, I want to make sure that you're gonna do right. You know what I mean? So it's gonna test you with small things, small wins that are of quality. And are you going to do right by it? Yes or no? Right? So be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful for the good things. Be grateful for the bad things. And when I say that, I know a lot of people are like, what? Because I know a few people that are just like, it don't matter what fucking happened. And I used to be there as well too. Again, that's how I grew up. Not by choice. I had to unlearn that shit, and it was fucking hard, bro. It was fucking hard. You know, like, you're there and you're just like, well, I want this and I don't see this coming, but it's like, you want instant gratification? The universe doesn't do instant gratification. Prove yourself or lose yourself. I swear, like, we're in Taurus season right now, and like, as soon as it happened, I was like, every single day, it never fails. I keep hearing, mess with the bull, get the horns, right? Because prove yourself. Be grateful to yourself. Because even when I say be grateful for the small thing, for the even the like inconveniences, those are probably things that are saving you so that you can make other moves, right? It gives you space to make change. I'm grateful, even though it was fucked up, I'm grateful for the really, really like heinous shit that happened to me over the last decade. It was shit that I was just like, why? But I'm grateful for it because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have grown the balls to fucking do what the fuck I need to do, to actually heal, to choose different, to be different from my family, be different than people I grew up with. But like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you go back and you see these motherfuckers like, y'all didn't fucking change. Y'all still in the same fucking shit. Y'all still doing the same fucking shit. Y'all still acting, treating people the same fucking way. Not absolutely fucking not. Not here. As I say that, it's a whole fucking crane that just float right past, and it's a big one. I haven't seen it in a minute. But you get me? Like, be grateful, because that gives you a chance to actually change. You want change? Well, it give you disappointment, right? So that you can change what it is that's not suiting you. You know? Just be grateful. Be grateful. There is a Orisha by the name of Eshu. He goes by a few different names, but one of the ones is Eshu, and people like to call him a trickster, right? A trickster god. People sometimes compare him to Loki. I like mythology, so if you're not into mythology, bye. We're gonna talk that shit here, right? But Eshu is like, he's a few different things, but when it comes to destiny and fate and open doors, he's the one. So a lot of times people would be like, I want my life to change. I want this to happen. You know what I mean? And he'll be like, word? That's what you want? Bet. Let's do it. Oh, no. We gonna do it. And so he'll open the doors. But when he opens the doors, you're like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I wanted. I asked to leave. Why? I asked to be in a new door. I asked to be in a new place. I asked to, why are you giving me this shit? And he's like, well, that's what you asked for. You're not where you were before. Look at where you are now. And it's like, but I'm in quicksand, I'm in mud, I'm in this, I'm in that, right? Like, this room is dirty, there's flies, there's this, there's that. But then you don't realize he gave you what you want, right? But it came in a way that seemed like destruction. But it only seemed like destruction to you because you don't see the opportunity to rearrange the energy of that situation. You don't see the opportunity to create something new out of this. You don't see the opportunity to create something out of nothing. You have a blank slate. You know, maybe the room is cluttered, but you have a room. This is yours. Maybe you don't have to pay rent. You just have to clean the shit out. It still gave you what you wanted. It's perspective. Change your fucking perspective. You know? And when you're more grateful, you see your perspective changes. You see opportunity where others see fault. You see opportunity where others see struggle. And that changes your world. I'm really big on energy. You know, I don't talk about it a lot because it's more sacred to me, but I'll mention it here because, like I said, if you're able to see this, then you're lucky. I can trust you. And I don't trust a lot of people. I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, and so I deal with energy on a constant basis. And so while you're moving energy throughout people so that they can have more space, their body has more space to do what it naturally does, because the body always wants to heal itself. It's always trying to heal itself. It's just we clog it up with like negative thinking. We clog it up with a whole bunch of different things. Again, I'm also a life coach. So flies. So when you block yourself in ways of like surrounding your energy with negative thinking, right? You create a barrier between you and your goal. You create a barrier between you and your gifts. You create a barrier between you and your new life, right? So when you change your perspective from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, you see the opportunities and struggles. I'm not saying it happens overnight, but it happens. It happens. It's a muscle. You train it. So just be grateful. Just be grateful. You don't know how much it allows you to flourish. And it takes time, you know. Maybe you can say it's like a earth energy, where the earth energy is the slowest because earth element goes to sleep. It takes its time to bloom. Like a flower doesn't bloom in December. It goes to sleep in like late October, November, and it don't wake up until late April, May. That's time. And we don't like it. Shit, I don't like it. But you gotta live with it. You gotta do it. You gotta live with it. You gotta do it. And you gotta understand that this gives you time to fix yourself. If you ask for help, it'll come. It always does. Trust, I'm gonna tell you right now. So, I don't know. I'm gonna stop ranting for now. Maybe I'll have something else to say in a couple days, maybe not. But thanks for listening.